Thomas Aquinas quotes about God. 3 conditions are necessary for penance: contrition, which is sorrow for sin, together with a purpose of amendment, confession of sins without any omission, and satisfaction by means of good works. Faith has to do with things that are not seen and hope with things that are not at hand. The knowledge of God is the cause of things, for the knowledge of God is to all creatures what the knowledge of the artificer is to things made by his art. How can we live in harmony? First, we need to know we are all madly in love with the same God. Because we cannot know what God is, but only what he is not. We cannot consider how he is but only how he is not. All that is true, by whomsoever it has been said, has its origin in the Spirit. The truth of our faith becomes a matter of ridicule among the infidels if any Catholic, not gifted with the necessary scientific learning, presents as dogma what scientific scrutiny shows to be false. To one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. To one without faith, no explanation is possible. To convert somebody, go and take them by the hand and guide them. Clearly, the person who accepts the Church as an infallible guide will believe whatever the Church teaches. It is clear that he does not pray to, far from uplifting himself to God, requires that God shall lower himself to him. And who resorts to prayer not to stir the man in us to will what God wills, but only to persuade God to will what the man in us wills. If, then, you are looking for the way by which you should go, take Christ because he himself is the way. God should not be called an individual substance, since the principle of individuation is matter. Hold firmly that our faith is identical with that of the ancients. Deny this, and you dissolve the unity of the Church. That the saints may enjoy their beatitude and the grace of God more abundantly, they are permitted to see the punishment of the damned in hell. It is possible to demonstrate God's existence, although not a priori, yet a posteriori from some work of his more surely known to us. Thomas Aquinas quotes about self. We can't have full knowledge all at once. We must start by believing. Then afterward we may be led on to master the evidence for ourselves. Man should not consider his material possession his own, but is common to all, so as to share them without hesitation when others are in need. Well-ordered self-love is right and natural. 3 things are necessary for the salvation of man: to know what he ought to believe, to know what he ought to desire, and to know what he ought to do. Happiness is secured through virtue. It is a good attained by man's own will. The things that we love tell us what we are. All the efforts of the human mind cannot exhaust the essence of a single fly. The highest manifestation of life consists in this, that a being governs its own actions. A thing which is always subject to the direction of another is somewhat of a dead thing. Man cannot live without joy. Therefore, when he is deprived of true spiritual joys, it is necessary that he become addicted to carnal pleasures. Temperance is simply a disposition of the mind which binds the passion. Thomas Aquinas quotes about love. Love must precede hatred, and nothing is hated save through being contrary to a suitable thing which is loved. And hence it is that every hatred is caused by love. Love is a binding force, by which another is joined to me and cherished by myself. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. Love takes up where knowledge leaves off. Thomas Aquinas, more quotes and sayings. Distinctions drawn by the mind are not necessarily equivalent to distinctions in reality. Most men seem to live according to sense rather than reason. In order for a war to be just, three things are necessary. First, the authority of the sovereign. Secondly, a just cause. Thirdly, a rightful intention. Not everything that is more difficult is more meritorious. To live well is to work well, to show good activity. Reason in man is rather like God in the world. Wonder is the desire for knowledge. A man has free choice to the extent that he is rational. Moral science is better occupied when treating of friendship than of justice. Whatever is received according to the nature of the recipient. By nature, all men are equal in liberty, but not in other endowments. It is requisite for the relaxation of the mind that we make use, from time to time, of playful deeds and jokes. Perfection of moral virtue does not wholly take away the passions, but regulates them. Better to illuminate than merely to shine, to deliver to others contemplated truths than merely to contemplate. Friendship is the source of the greatest pleasures, and without friends even the most agreeable pursuits become tedious.